How's it going, you guys, and welcome to your morning cup. Crackdowns continue across the globe as numerous people have now been held accountable for having New Year's Eve gathering, as we earlier covered. With more than 1,000 fines being laid down across France, we now move on to Quebec, wherein 2 people have been arrested and another 6 have been fined for violating the Quebec stay-at-home policy, and Canada is cracking down on anyone violating the policies in place. India is massively rolling out the new vaccines. As a matter of fact, India has got 2 separate vaccines in it. It's got the AstraZeneca Oxford University vaccine and the other one that is conceived by Bharat Biotech. There are more than 10 million people that are infected in India. That is only second to the United States. With 50 million doses already procured by India, it's just a matter of time till it starts rolling these out. But the health authorities have also stated the fact that this is only for emergency and restricted use, not for a public rollout. That entails that there is still a lot of hurdles to jump through before you and I could possibly go and get this vaccine. Frontline workers, people at risk, are of course going to be administered with this vaccine to ensure the fighting chance against the virus. But for the rest of us, it looks like it's going to be a little more weight. The USA and Iran proxy war continues. Now, there has been a very slight escalation all the way to a very rampant escalation when it comes to the relationship between the United States and Iraq. You see, when Donald Trump came into power, Iraq already knew that it's not going to have the best impression with the United States government. Iran was on the receiving end of numerous assassinations as well as bombing. Iran did retaliate, but nowhere near the same volume, nowhere near the same effect. The fact of the matter is that Iran has now officially captured a South Korean flag-raised container ship. And why we say flag-raised is because container ships can be registered in numerous places around the globe, whereas the crew might not necessarily be from that place. This container ship was seized by Iraqi authorities, and upon further investigation, it turns out that this was a chemical ship. Iran has put out a statement that they captured the ship because it was quote-unquote polluting the Persian Gulf. The United Kingdom goes into a level 5 lockdown. We were earlier only under the impression that there were 4 tiers of lockdown in the United Kingdom, but turns out now there is a level 5. And level 5 is supposed to be imposed throughout the nation. There are certain places in the United Kingdom which are less likely to be as affected as the rest of the nation is, but the truth be told, this new variant of the coronavirus is just running rampant across the United Kingdom. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has also come out of his way to state that the lockdowns might extend till mid-February, that people need to stay indoors, stay safe, and follow the right guidelines if you want to curb the spread of this virus. We move on to the Niger attacks, and the Niger attacks have been nothing short of drastic. Jihadists have attacked 2 separate villages in Niger, and the death toll that was initially in single digits has now risen to upwards of 100 people confirmed killed. These jihadists have been very active in Niger as well as most of Central Africa. And the point of the matter is that until they're contained, there is a force that can deal with their sheer resilience and sheer pressure, their sheer will to just barge into a village and kill every woman, man and child that they come across is just drastic. The United Nations has to intervene. The United States should intervene. Being the strongest nation in the world, there has to be more than a sense of we are number one in terms of most of things. There has to be an initiative taken by the United States to say that yes, we need to ensure that there is safekeeping of the human population. Especially when you hear about tales about human babies and females being massacred just to send a message. What kind of a message are these jihadists trying to send? And who is this message aimed at? The rest of Africa? The rest of the world? And if it is aimed at the rest of the world, shouldn't we be retaliating? Shouldn't we be reacting? Shouldn't we be responding in some way, shape or form? Or is the human death quotient just acceptable now? We move on to the final story of the day with the new countries being administered in the Security Council. India, Mexico, Ireland and Kenya have officially now become non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. The permanent members of this council include United States, France, Russia, China and Britain. These countries have certain veto powers, and if a certain bill is put forth in the United Nations, that people want action against. These countries hold the power to veto said bill. But these powers have never been used. Up until the 1990s to 2000, this power in totality was used 10 times. It was used on 31 occasions from the year 2010 to 2019 alone, and 5 times in the last year. That just goes to show that there is an increasing gap in the perception as well as the take that brings forth what different countries have in terms of visions. What one country might want to do in terms of trying to increase its own domestic gains, trying to increase its own sublet agenda, other countries see right through. You see, the age of technology has come to the point in which countries that were otherwise ahead in terms of technological advancements have now been caught up to. There is no technology except for the ones that are hidden in black boxes and that are under the radar. That today we live in a scenario in which there is a lot that the people of the world are against, and there is a lot that the people of the world are aware of. Certain bad actors might try to use their powers to benefit their own countries while making huge environmental impact or devastating another country. Such instances are always going to be vetoed. And now with new countries joining the Security Council, for a matter of 2 years, they will be non-permanent members. But thereafter, they might get the chair as well. This just goes to show that there is a lot of change that is going to be coming within the next few years. There is a lot that can change drastically overnight. The United States has ordered the USS Nimitz to stay in the Gulf region ever since this new Iran threat persevered even more than they were contemplating it to persevere. It looks like the United States is already in a proxy war, but it looks like it might embark into an all-out full-scale war against Iran. And if that happens, the United States will have boots on the ground in a long, long time. The region has seen American warfare before. The region has seen infiltration before. It did not necessarily go well for either side. But now with the new age of combat, it's just too early to tell whether the smarter heads will prevail or are we going to be butting heads again. Okay. That's been your morning news. I'll see you tomorrow.